Good evening, everyone. Do you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us at Lovetheway's Gallery launch. I'm so thrilled. I have currently 37 people participating. Um, so thrilled to see so many familiar faces on the screen. Thank you so much for coming. This event is packed with inspirational art and music, stories, guest speeches, and poetries. I know you've had a busy day, so I would really like you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the entire show. It was last August when the idea that I'm going to start my own business vaguely to come to my mind and has since grown so fast inside me. The pandemic has brought so many changes in our daily life and business practice, and so much unknown about our future. So it seems like such a crazy time to start something my own. And many of you might have been wondering what exactly How to Go is up to and what is Love the Way. It's been quite a venture to start something new from scratch, but I'm so happy to be here tonight, finally able to share with you. But I get to that part of the story. I like to show you something. Let me screen share. These are some of my paintings, which I did in the past. Not many of you knew about it, but my career as an artist started almost 15 years ago. And these are very first paintings that I made back in 2006. The one on the top in kanji, the Japanese character, is pronounced kai, meaning ocean. And the one at the bottom is pronounced I, meaning love. They are names of my children. At that time, I was going through a personal struggle and was dealing with depression. My counselor suggested, as a part of therapy, that I should do some artwork, which might help to cope with the situation. I have never studied art or painted anything on a canvas before, so I have no clue about what exactly I would be painting and what to go about it. But if I were going to make art, I wanted to make something personal and meaningful that I could use to decorate the large white wall that I had in my living room. And I knew what was most meaningful and precious in my life. So I decided to write my children's names in a calligraphy and embed them in the abstract design. I really enjoyed the art making process, discovered the passion in creation, and learned how to express myself in the form of art. It not only helped me to cope with the depression, but also encouraged me to explore the entire new world of art. This is my home office and studio where I started to work as a part-time artist while working as a freelance political writer. I taught myself what medium I should use to achieve the texture on the surface of the canvas that gives a rich oil painting look. First, I applied the medium called modeling paste on the canvas and molded it into the shape of letters and designs using knives, spatulas, my fingers, and washcloths before applying the layer of acrylic color. I quickly established the foundation of my own style. Here are some examples of my signature art collection inspired by the words of wisdom. And here are other abstract art collections inspired by universe, natures, and organic objects. I had a showing at art galleries in Modesto and San Francisco, and also at major art shows, including Sacramento Art Festival, Saratoga Lottery Art Show, and art and craft shows in Oakland between 2008 and 2011. I show my art as home decoration ideas and donated a number of pieces of various fundraiser events at schools and charity organizations. I did commission work for special occasions such as wedding, newborn babies, and graduations. The photo at the bottom bottom right shows a high school graduation gift that I made for my daughter and her friends just last summer. Each piece express their strengths of their characters from left to right, courageous, genuine, compassionate, and creative. Now, let me introduce my venture, Lovetheway. Lovetheway, meaning loving the way you are, is a creator of inspirational and motivational content in art form. And here is what we offer. Lovetheway offered calligraphic, Asian-inspired abstract art. They are created to inspire and encourage you to embrace your unique life journey. Each art piece is designed to be a powerful expression of value, wisdom, or personal goals. The products are offered in original fine art form or as printings of original with the quotes and graphics, all available online at www.lovethewayart.com. We offer customized art and commission work. The inspiration of the day and essays and stories are posted on our website and social media, so feel free to follow me and I will send information of our new artwork, essays and stories, as well as future events information. So now, let me show you this art piece, The Path. This is a special giveaway gift for this event. All of you who are here if you're here tonight are entered in a draw to win. I will announce the winner at the end of the week. I painted this original about 10 years ago. It looks like a traditional calligraphy, but instead script and a character on a fine paper with black ink. It's painted on a canvas with acrylic color and with the mixed medium. This piece has a special meanings to me, and I love to share the inspiration behind this art piece. This letter pronounced Michi and means path. But do you know how many other meanings this character has? Here's a quick summary. Similar to the meanings of the English words way, it means path, street, route in a physical way, but also metaphysical way as in when we say, do it this way or do that way, our path to the future or journey. It also means style, method. In addition to all that, this expands to something philosophical, morals and teachings, usually Confucian and Buddhist doctrine or philosophical beliefs. It also means Tao, the Chinese philosophy and religion, where it's to be referred to the way of nature or the way of life. It might be a bit confusing for those who are not familiar with the Japanese language, but it's common that one character has multiple meanings. In many cases, those meanings are loosely related to each other. It really blows my mind that just one kanji can represent so many broad and deep meanings. But in simplest term, this kanji, the character, for me is the path and inspiration for our life journey. It made me reflect on a lot of things, but there really are only two paths in life: the path that we've been taking and the path that we're going to take. So I'd like to take just a few moments to talk about my path that led me here today, because that has a lot to do with how and why Lovetheway was founded. My life journey started in Kofu, Japan, the foothill town of Mount Fuji. I grew up in a blend of unique traditional Japanese culture and economic prosperity of modern Japan. As a child, I was always curious about different countries and different cultures. And when I was in college, I studied bioethics and global issues and volunteered to work for the nonprofit organization. My passion for working nonprofit humanitarian aid work took me across the multiple continents, including Southeast Asia and war-torn Balkans, the formerly Yugoslavia. I traveled many miles before I moved to the United States to attend graduate school. I thought my life was pretty adventurous and quite challenging, but I was so wrong. My real challenge began when I started to pursue my career here in the United States while raising children. I struggled very, very hard. There were so many hurdles on my way, whether it was a limited work experience in the US, the career gap due to raising children, being a woman of color, English as a second language in my family and marriage circumstances, and moving. All these hurdles just kept coming against me. Some of you here this evening know exactly I'm talking about and have seen me going through more than a handful of jobs over the course of last 15 to 20 years. Just to name a few, I worked as a freelance political writer, part-time political writer, and part-time artist, financial advisor, and I worked for both corporate America and corporate Japan. Although I enjoyed everything that I did, and I learned something valuable from each one of them. It wasn't exactly the career path that I envisioned, and then I wasn't sure where I was going. It was just looking so inconsistent. It wasn't like a path. It was more like hopping on a stepping stone in a water stream. um, and that was my path, right? And in 2020, I was working for a Japanese corporation in San Francisco when the pandemic hit. 2020 was a very difficult year that virtually impacted on the lives of everyone on earth, including all of you here tonight and have lived through it. In my case, I was impacted by an unexpected layoff. And then again, I was at the crossroads. What now? Should I go get a job? Which wouldn't be that easy, but at least I have developed pretty good interviewing skills. Or should I start something new? I was forced to ask myself one of the most difficult questions in life. What do I want to do in my life and why? What is my calling? I was in a dark hole for quite a while. Of course, I'm fortunate to have families and many friends who've been so kind and supportive. But when you're in a dark place, sometimes you really have to face your own bare soul alone. But what helped me keep going while searching for answers and new paths, not just this time around, but every time I go through the transitions and a tough time in both personal life and professional life, was the words of wisdom and inspirational words of those who had been on journey before me. Let me screen share something. Just a moment. When we are tested by crisis, we either when we're tested by crisis, we either regress and fall apart, or we grow up and find reserves of strength and compassion we didn't know we are capable of. Next. Be content what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Next. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there's no path and leave a trail. Those words helped me not only to get by, but gave rise to a sense of the purpose of life and self-worth, self-belief, while helping me remain grounded and humble. They helped me to answer my own question, what's my calling? And push me to open doors to new opportunities for entrepreneurship. That's how the concept of Lovetheway was born and where my new story begins. But here's the things. This quote worked for me great because I'm kind of crazy about those inspirational saying and my eye drawing to those quotes all the time. But you may think it's not for everybody. It's kind of like a cheesy, I totally get it. But these words of encouragement are not only for those in transition or a crossroad in life. They are for everyone, every single one of you here tonight. I'll tell you why, and this is the real message that I like to share. Just think about for a moment, what does taking my own path really means? Whatever goals that you have, and no matter how big your vision is, the truth is that taking the path toward it must be broken down into small pieces of actions in everyday's life. For some of you, it might be making one more phone calls to your clients at the end of the day. For some of you, it might be just adding 20 additional push-ups to your daily exercise. All these small actions and decisions that you make each moment dictate the course of your day, week, month, and over the time, it will dictate the course of your life and the path that you will take. Going back to my art piece, The Path, to me, it's a powerful reminder of the fact that there is no set path for you to follow. Whether or not we are mindful of it, as we make those small decisions in life, we are making our own path that no one has walked before and leaving a unique trail behind us. So, what path have you taken and what path are you going to take? Life is a journey in which we are all travelers and searching for purpose of life and happiness. Lovetheway is founded to honor all travelers, whoever you are, wherever you have come from, and whatever the challenges that you are facing. We'd like to embrace each one of your unique journey and encourage your personal growth. So again, welcome and thank you so much for joining us this evening. I have a Get Inspired slideshow to play, and after that, I have two wonderful guest speakers who share their own stories. But before I get that, I'd like to introduce my partners who work with me and are a big part of this, getting this Lovetheway off the ground. First, I'd like to introduce Yumi Koyanagi. She's a graphic designer and in charge of digital editing of my original paintings and creating design for graphic version of Lovetheway's products. Her profile and a link to her portfolio can be found on our website. Hi, Yumi.
Hi, thank you for having me, Haruko. My name is Yumi. I've known Haruko for a few years through work, but I had no idea that she had a hidden talent as an artist. I'd like to say thank you to Tasha Yorozu, who introduced me to her. She must be somewhere here. Hi, Tasha. So far, it has been so much fun working with Haruko. I've never worked as an I never worked with an artist before. She gives me many creative ideas, and I feel like we are making some great art pieces together. Thank you, Haruko. I'm excited about our new journey together.
Thank you so much, Yumi. You have done a great job and our website look so great. Next, let me introduce Andrew Thompson. He's a voice actor and does voice recording and audio editing for Lovetheway's slideshows, video clips, and other marketing materials. He's currently pursuing a voice acting career in audiobooks and animation industries. Andrew.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here, Haruko. It's been really great working with you. Yeah, let's show them what we got.
Great. Thank you so much, Andrew. I wouldn't have been here without your support. Thank you so much. So I'm okay. No. All right, so now please enjoy the slideshow, get inspired.
Vision without action is only a dream. Vision with action can make that dream come true. But first you must dream. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. Be creative. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we used when we created them. Simplicity, patience, compassion. These three are your greatest treasures. When we're tested by crisis, we either regress and fall apart, or we grow up and find reserves of strength and compassion we didn't know we were capable of. Self-belief is non-negotiable. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. In the depth of the winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Dream as though you have nothing to lose. Believe as though anything is possible. Love as though your heart knows no bounds. And live as though there is only today. There is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. Do not go where path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail.
I'm delighted to have two special guest speakers with us tonight. David, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, let me introduce you, all right?
Great.
So David is the first guest speaker, David Higby. He is a freelance trilingual interpreter of English, Spanish, and Japanese. He has extensive experience in interpreting in international conference, courts, and for entertainment industries, including interpreting interview with the famous movie director Takashi Miike. He is also a musician and plays piano, guitar, and has performed at the various venues in Los Angeles area. Please join me to welcome David Higby.
Thank you so much. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. I had to improvise today. Par for the course. I mean, hasn't this whole year been just one long year of constant improvisation? And look where we are. And look where Haruko is. This is amazing. I'm so honored to be able to join you for for this online gallery and launch event. I love your project. I love your message. I love your art. I love everything about it. And I'm going to, since you already introduced me much better than I ever could, I'm just going to kind of jump into my own story, how I feel really connected with Haruko's mission. You know, now that I look back on not just this last year, but I look back on the last 10 years or 20 years, actually my whole life, I've been looking back on everything during these, you know, during these difficult months, difficult and yet, you know, challenging, but also with some beautiful vistas and some beautiful victories in there. And what I've realized is how remarkable it is, how our past prepares us for a present and our future. And I have no doubt that Haruko-san feels the same way. As she mentioned, I spent a while in Japan, and there were so many things, so many beautiful things that I learned there. One of the things that I learned was resilience. Japan is a country that over thousands of years has endured so many natural disasters, and yet every single time they rebuild, and they not only rebuild, they do it better than they did before. They learn from the lessons. There is no country that is as prepared for natural disaster as Japan is today, and that is amazing. And they did it with radical optimism, which is not an easy feat. If you lose hundreds and about 100,000 citizens due to a gigantic tsunami, it's difficult to be optimistic. And yet people are so optimistic. When the first time I went over there as an exchange student, and I met people who had literally been victims of nuclear bombs that were dropped by the United States. And yet they looked me in the eye and they said, "Thank you for coming." I was so honored to be over there and so honored to learn so many things. One last lesson that I learned from Japan is a Japanese concept called shuhari. And some of you may know what this means, but shuhari means you have to learn, you have to master, you have to obey, you have to master, and then you can set yourself free. And that's another thing that I've learned from Japanese culture. I love the Michi art. It's just so beautiful, embodies everything that I would like to have, you know, in my home and in my family. And whoever ends up getting that piece of art will be so lucky. So moving on from my lessons in Japan, you know, I came back from Japan and I started working in the United States as a translator, an interpreter, and a musician. And, you know, and I really hit a wall. I hit a wall because I was facing a crisis that I never thought I would face. Something happened to me that literally destroyed the world as I knew it 10 years ago. And I was searching and trying to find a way to move forward. And I thought, if I could just find a way to do what the Japanese people has done for thousands of years and just rebuild without looking back, without, you know, feeling sorry for myself. And someone said to me, when I posted something on social media and I said, "What do you do when your whole world has crumbled to the ground and you have no idea how to pick it back up again?" I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I'm getting choked up or if I'm just breathing in sand because I'm on the beach. But let me take a drink of water. This friend on social media said to me, "David, just keep building." And I said, "What happens if no one believes in your vision? If no one sees and understands what you want to do?" And she said, "Just keep building." And I took that to heart and I thought, that's it. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what had made Japan one of the most prepared countries for natural disasters in the world. and one of the most advanced countries technologically in our world today. A few years later, I hit another wall, and I thought, you know what? I really want to do this thing. I really want to become a professional composer and musician. I want a band. I want to start putting music out there. Work is great. I love interpreting and translating, but I want more. I want to create art. I want to leave something on this earth that has my name on it. And I didn't have a lot of money because I had a big family and I was dealing with a lot of stuff. And I thought, you know what? I have to find a way to break through this wall. And I found another breakthrough. My next breakthrough moment was when someone told me, all you can do is do the best you can with what you have right now. And that became my mantra. Do the best you can with what you already have right now. And that is what all of us have been doing during this pandemic. We have all been doing the best we can with what we have right now because we have no other choice. But I would like to propose to you that that is actually a very smart life plan in any situation. To do the best you can with what you already have right at that very moment. Live in the moment. Focus on what you can do, not on what you can't do. Focus on what you do have, not on what you don't have. And that, to me, is the secret to success. I have no doubt that that Haruko is going to be very successful, that you're going to be very successful in this new endeavor of yours. I wish you the best. I want to purchase some of your pieces of art if they're up for sale or if you sell prints. It's just beautiful, and thank you so much for letting me participate in this moment with all of you. And I wanted to end really quickly with a song. This is a little bit experimental, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me because I'm on a ukulele and I'm hearing you through my earphones, but I might want to turn off my earphones so you can hear me through the iPhone. Can you let me know if you hear me? Can you hear this okay?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
This is a song by Coldplay. Oops, I've got to tune it. You know what? On that note, I think I'm still living that to this very day. I came back from Mexico a couple of hours ago. My string on my ukulele was broken. I had to go find a string. I couldn't go back to my studio at home where I was going to play you a song on the piano. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I've just got to go find a place and do it. So I hope you can feel the energy of the sun, of the beach, of the sand, of my voice, of the wind, of this beautiful world around us, and enjoy this song. This is a song by Coldplay. Feel free to sing along if you want to. Look at the stars, look how the sun for you, and everything you do. They were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you, and everything you do, and it was called Yellow. So then I took my heart, oh what a thing to utter. It was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn here. You know, feeling good. You know I do love you so. You know I love you so. I forgot the words there. I drew a line, but you're a line for you. And everything you do, it was all yellow. I jumped across for you. And everything you do, 'cause it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I blame myself, child. You know I blame myself, child. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And everything you do, it was all yellow. Thank you so much, Haruko-san. Good luck to you in your endeavor.
Beautiful.
We're all supporting you.
Thank you so much, David. That was wonderful. I wish best of luck your endeavor, and we're going to talk again. Thank you so much. All right, up next, I would like to introduce a great friend of mine, Kimberly Whiffling. Kimberly is a business consultant and co-founder of Silicon Valley Alliances and the author of Scrappy Project Management. She works for a number of global companies and organizations, including Japanese and Germany, and help them achieve what seems impossible by turning help them achieve what seems impossible by turning managers into the true leaders and group of people into a real team. With her creativity and extraordinary people skills, she's the source of inspiration and innovation. Please join me to welcome Kimberly Whiffling to our virtual stage.
Thank you, Haruko. I am so happy to be here with you. I needed love and inspiration in my life. You know, I'm supposed to keep a positive spirit. I need to keep hope alive, but this past year has been difficult. Anyone else had a difficult year? Yeah, wave your hands. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Yumi. Yeah, thank you, Kirsten, Tom. It has been challenging. And when I read this quote from Camus, in the depth of winter, we found within us an invincible summer. Oh my God, I could not have imagined making it through this year. And one of the things that helped me was the company of friends, colleagues, people who care about each other and are willing to support each other. So some of you are here. Thank you for your support. Another thing that kept me going this past year was saying, I don't want to disappoint my future self. So when I am sitting around a campfire with you, Haruko, and Tom, and Kirsten, and David, and all of you, when we're sitting around the campfire on the beach someday, we're going to look back on this time and we're going to say, yeah, that was really challenging, but we found treasures hidden in the tragedy. So I just want you, if you're willing, just type in the chat right now, one treasure that has been found hidden in the tragedies of this past year. Anything that you were willing to share is fine. I'll give you an example. Last March 18th, when it was clear that everything was changing, all of my business was canceled, and I would have a lot of free time on my hands, not traveling to Japan every month anymore, as I had for 13 years. I set up a daily virtual happy hour, daily, with my mother and some friends. Last week, we celebrated 1 year anniversary of our daily virtual happy hour together. We've been keeping a scrapbook, our pandemic memories scrapbook. We had wear a lampshade on your head night. We had paint your face night. We had bring an object night. We had so many different experiences. A lot of times we had a lot of sad things to talk about. But yes, there were treasures hidden in this tragic time. One person said, friends I didn't even know before COVID, found on Zoom. Who would have thought that possible? Another person put in the chat, creating a mandala cards for family and friends. There have been, and there always are, treasures hidden in the tragedy. Here's a little secret phrase I use to help me find it, even when I am losing hope. I ask myself, Kimberly, what does this seemingly bad thing, what does this make possible that would not be possible otherwise? What does this crazy thing make possible? And for me, it made possible completely spending a wonderful hour a day with my mother and friends, doing funny things together. It also helped me connect with people across borders and boundaries of every kind. With the help of friends and colleagues, all of our work has been virtualized. I did a workshop with people in the US, Europe, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Singapore, Japan, and Australia, all at the same time. And all I had to do was get up at 3 a.m. Hey, that's a small price to pay. So I want you to understand that in every challenge that we face are hidden the seeds of treasures, and we can find those treasures. I know, negative people appear smarter. It's true. If you are negative, if you find the negative things to talk about and have the Zoom of doom and gloom, people will think you're smart, but you're not going to inspire them. You're not going to keep them going. Histotsu zotsu, one foot in front of the other. Like, what is that phrase? Nihongo ga skoshi hanasemasu ma da zenzen wakarimasen. Genki ga areba nandomo dekiru. With positive intent, we can do anything together. So I love the Ralph Waldo Emerson quote that you use. Do not go where the path leads. Go where there's no path and leave a trail, and don't go alone. Go together. I mean, people, we are living on a big rock, a giant rock called Earth, and it's flying through outer space around a giant ball of fire called the sun. It's absolutely crazy. We're little blobs of protoplasm clinging to a rock, flying through outer space around a giant fire called the sun. It's never been safe. The question is, what will we be for each other? How may we serve and support each other while we are on this big trip around the sun? So I would like you to join me in a little activity. I can feel you even if your camera is off. I want you to do some stretch with me. It's called YWLT stretch. Why are we here on this big rock called planet Earth? Let's make our purpose. Who can we make a difference to today? Who can we reach out to help, love, and support? L, love and support. That is strength. Love is not weakness. Love is strength. And we can go T, together, not alone, together. Let's do one more time. Y, W, L, T. And let's finish with this love. Love to you all. Thank you so much. Stay safe, people of planet Earth.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you so much for being such a woman of inspiration and role model. You are the best. And David, thank you so much. I know, well, David, I work in the same industry, interpretation, translation. I know how hard it hit us. That's why the part of the reason I got laid off too. So we are together here, and you know, even a tough time, we're not alone. That's why I created this community. So my wish is to stay connected, and I'm planning to organize this type of event periodically or regularly. So I hope you will come back and join us again. So we are approaching to the ending of this event, and I have final slideshow in your life journey to share. But before that, let me announce the winner of the giveaway gift. It's a 24 by 24 canvas print of calligraphic art piece, The Path. We entered the name of everyone who are here and did the random drawing. And this piece will go to Nathan. Nathan, congratulations. I'm honored to get you this piece to you. By the way, Nathan is a college student currently studying Japanese. He's been studying Japanese for 4 months and then now able to communicate with me in a simple sentences. So awesome. Congratulations. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for all of you here today to support this launch. But there's also a very specific reason that I want to thank you. I met each one of you, most of you today at some point of my life, and each one of you has impacted me one way or the other. And even if you are not aware of it, you help me directly and indirectly learn and understand something better about this world and shape me so as to become who I am today. There is a beloved Japanese saying, Ichigo Ichie, which means once in a lifetime, and describes the cultural concept of treasuring the unrepeatable nature of moment and connection. This human connection is one of the most valuable positions for me. It's such a blessing to have you in my life. And it's my wish to stay connected and be able to share something positive and motivational through my art, inspiration of the day, blogs, and video message, and future events. So, and what's so cool to me is that each one of you are such an essential part of what inspired me to start Lovetheway. And if Lovetheway grows and reach even more people and touch them with positive message and encouragement and compassion, then you also contribute to that cause. So for that, I really want to thank you. Here's the last slideshow in your life journey. Please enjoy and see you next time. Before this slideshow, I will stay here. So if you like to stay a few more minutes, then you can, and you can chat.
In your life journey, you are where you need to be because you are armed with the decisions that brought you today and the courage to let them carry you into tomorrow. You could be anywhere. I will tell you, there is one great...
Do you want to start over?
I realize one's personal legend is a person's only real obligation. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. So do not be afraid. When you are set back, remember, in severe weather, nature is conditioning itself for the season of spring and growth. Sometimes when the soul is weary and prayer is all you are left with, in that moment, you are not alone. When you pray, you rise to meet in the air those who are praying at that very hour, and whom save in prayer you may not meet. Even if you feel that you are lost, trust me, things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. In every breath we take, we have the ability to remind ourselves and make each moment an occasion to live deeply, happily, and in peace. And if you are capable of living deeply in one moment of your life, you can learn to live the same way all the other moments of your life. See, in our life journey, there is no way to happiness. Rather, happiness is the way.